Hey, it's Realist Chen from UnstablePLR.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to upload a PLR sales page to a WordPress installation of yours. Now, before I begin, there are a couple of points that I want to make, because when you're uploading a PLR sales page or a sales page from a PLR package that you've received, it's not going to look the same. That's the thing. So when you upload to WordPress, and the method and way that I'm going to explain is not going to be 100% exactly the same, but it is a way to do it if you want to use your WordPress, your current WordPress installation, and it's a way around it. So if you've always wanted to learn how to do it, then this video is for you. So that's just one precaution first before you move on. You'll need a couple of tools which I'll show you. And the first thing you're going to need is a plugin. Now let's go and head over there. There's a plugin for WordPress. It's called HTML Import 2. And at the time of this recording, this was last updated 10 months ago and tested up to WordPress version 4.6.6. And if I take a look at my current WordPress installation, just down the bottom right corner, and you can check this yourself. Yours might be different depending on the time you watch this video. My version at the moment is 4.8, and there could be a newer version. And if you're going to use this plugin, just bear in mind that this was just last updated 10 months ago, and it's only been tested up to that point, and thereafter hasn't been tested, and so there might be bugs and things that might need updating, and it all depends on this creator of the plugin. So that's just another thing to note. What you do is download it first, and once you've downloaded it, just save it anywhere on your computer. You want to go into plugins and click on add new plugin, and simply go upload plugin, and then choose the file. So choose that zip file that you downloaded from this page right here. I'll do that right now. So the file should be called something like import HTML pages. Click open, install now. Now that's installed, all I need to do is click activate plugin. And for this tutorial, I'm going to use a theme, a free theme in fact, so that you can follow along if you want to make it sort of look the same. Your WordPress theme might be different, and so the steps might differ. We're going to click on add new theme. There's a button here, and there's a section here where I can add a new theme. And this will take me to the section where I can browse the different types of themes that WordPress offers. I'm going to go into the popular section, and there should be a theme called Total here. If I scroll right here, you might be able to just search the themes for Total, and that might pop up. There it is. So search for Total, and I see it here. I'm going to simply click install. Now it's installed, I can click on activate. This will take effect, and my site will then use the Total theme. There it is. Now let's move on to the next step. The next thing you want to do is go to settings, HTML import. That was the plugin that we just installed. There's a section called directory to import. So there will be a bit of technical part to this, and all you need to do is upload your PLR sales page to this directory right here. Now yours might differ depending on your web host and where it's located and where your WordPress is installed, so take note of that. It will definitely be different than what you see right here. And so what we need to do is open an FTP program. It's called FileZilla. That's the one that I like to use. You can use basically any FTP software as long as you connect to your web host. And to get instructions on how to connect to your FTP account, you can either get it through contacting your web host support, or you can, if you know your way around cPanel, you can create an FTP account. All it is just an IP address or a domain, and as well as a login. All right, so here is my site. I've basically went to File and then Site Manager, and this pop-up appears, and you can create or add a new site, which you'll then need to enter your FTP login. I've got mine right here. I'm going to now connect. This is probably the most trickiest part. The rest of the steps are quite easy. I'm going to go straight to my public HTML folder, which is where all my website files are for my domain. Then depending on where you installed your WordPress installation, you need to refer to that. If you installed it on yourdomain.com, or if it's in a subdirectory such as yourdomain.com / whatever it is, my blog, you need to head to there, wherever your WordPress is installed. And so I'm doing this test in my directory. So it's in Liftoff. So it's a blog called Liftoff. I've got it as a test demo account where I can do all my tests, which is what I'm doing now. And I'm now going to create a directory. Just right click, create directory, and then I'm going to name it exactly what it's shown here. So it says HTML-files-2-import. Just going to copy. Go to FileZilla. Now enter that directory, making sure that you leave that other path. Press OK. That will then create a new folder. Enter that folder, and this is where you drag and drop your PLR sales page into. So I've got open a PLR product that I'll use as an example. It's called Profit from PLR. There's a folder called Private Label Rights, and within that folder, I've got sales page. All these files can be uploaded by simply dragging and dropping the files. And now you see it's queued in. Just wait till all the files and folders have been uploaded, and that should be relatively quick. Now I can go back, and going back here, there's a section called Directories to Exclude. Make sure you remove the images folder so that it will also upload the images folder. So I've removed the images folder since I want that uploaded, but I'm pretty sure there's another way to make sure that those images are uploaded, and it's in this section somewhere here. I think it's in content. So there's a couple of things I want to take a look at. Select content by import file. You want to check the radio button where it says import entire file. And then more content options, import linked images. Make sure that is checked. You don't want to import this, update internal links. You could do that as well. However, with my sales page in the PLR packages, there are no real internal links. Internal links basically means a link within the page, and so that will update. But in most cases, you don't need to check that. And even so, you can always fix it up later on. And it has all these other defaults that's checked. You can see here, convert special characters, all that. I'll just leave it as is. Let's take a look at some other sections that you can customize, but you most likely won't need to do. You can set the author. You can import the file as a post, WordPress post, or a page. For this case, you want to upload it as a page. It just makes more sense. You've got custom fields, categories as well. You can sort it in a particular category. Let's say your product, the sales page that you're uploading is a product related to health. Then you want to make sure that you put it into a category called health. And it really depends how you want your blog to be set up. There are other tools here, very technical. You can go as technical as you want. And there's some helpful plugins that can help in addition to this plugin. And so once that's all done, we're going to hit Save Settings. One other thing to note is the default file So this is the sales page. If I refer back to the sales page, you can see the main sales page is the index.html. Bear in mind that some web pages do come in .html only. And if you do see .html, simply remove the L and you've got now .html. But it's not so with my file. Once you've played around with all those settings, or actually entered all those settings as shown, all you need to do is import files. So I've clicked that now. And now it says, what are you importing today? A directory of files, a single file, or you can choose a HTML file from your computer. You don't need to choose anything, just choose a directory of files. And then it's going to pick up all the files that you uploaded via FTP, which was in this exact directory. And there is an option called change directories, and I think you can just specify the location there, but I like to just keep it as is. So let's go back and choose a directory, submit, and that will do its job of taking all those files and images and linking them up all together so that it'll appear, all the images will appear as is. There we go. So now we can see importing files. This is the old path. This is the new link to your sales page. Here we go. So we've got the sales page and we've got the thank you page. We can rename these, of course, as in the access link and the sales page link, call it something else. And let's go there right now. We'll head to pages, all pages. All right, and we can now see two pages that were created: special limited offer, which was the sales page, and the access page. You can rename the actual URL under the slug section. So let's say this is your thank you page for the sales page. Simply go access and then whatever random characters you want to make it a bit more random and more difficult to guess. And now I can see that the link will be unstoppableprofits.com/liftoff/access dash those random characters, numbers that I entered. Same goes for the special limited time offer. Click on quick edit. I can change the title, the name of the page, to say whatever the product is, profit from PLR, and give it a title, a URL, profit from dash PLR. So you do need dashes if you're going to space out the different words. Click update. And now I can see profit from PLR. That's the sales page. And I can see just in my browser at the bottom, I can see the URL where it's going to go. Now the big question is the sales page actually there? And let's see. Let's click on edit so that we can start editing. At first, you might see a bunch of code if you're in text view, but let's switch it over to visual. There we go. So we've got the header, we've got the headline, and do keep in mind that the actual sales page won't look like this. This is in editing mode, so the font style is not the same. There we go. But as you can see, the images are there, the text is there. We've got the different sections of the sales page. If we just take a look at the raw link right now, I'll show you how it looks like. We've got the actual blog template, which was that total theme that we've installed. Got the header, we've got the headline, another sub headline. Here's the product. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, as a sort of disclaimer, the sales page won't look the same as the one that you purchased. If we take a look at the actual sales page, let me show you how it looks like. This is what it looks like. Everything's sort of centered, different font, and so on. You get the idea. The next step that we can take is to sort of import the styling. And you'll see why, and I'll show you. I'll open this in one tab so that we can contrast and see the difference. With the total theme, this is why I explained to sort of follow along using the total theme. just so we can stay consistent with the steps. But if we go appearance, go to customize, there's a section where we can add our own styling, which is the CSS is what they call it. You don't need to know any code. You just need to know how to copy and paste, literally. So go into additional CSS. This is a section where you can add your own custom CSS. On the right side is just a preview. Just ignore it. Go back to your sales page folder on your computer. Go into CSS. You've got two files. Simply right-click, or if you're on the Windows system, I'm sure you can do something similar. But all you need to do is open it in Notepad, or in Mac, it's the text editor. See all this styling code? All you need to do is just select all, which is Control-A or Command-A on the Mac. So I've selected it all. Right-click, copy, go into here, paste it all in, chuck it all here. That's all good. And now we also want to do the same for that other file. As you saw here, we've got reset.css. There we go. Just copy and paste the whole thing. That's fine. All these comments are just optional, but I've just pasted everything in. And now click Save and Publish. Now it's going to say imbalance, all that. That's fine. Let's go back. Make sure that it's still in there. I'm going to give this a refresh now. Actually, let's go back to the actual pages section. Hopefully that's saved. Let's go back here. Hasn't saved. So let's go back, and I want to clean that up. So if you do stumble upon that same editor, same error message, sorry, we're going to fix that now. Back to additional CSS. So it hasn't actually saved it there. Let's go back and paste it in again. So this is the main.css file, same steps. And paste in the other side as well. And I'm going to actually check out what that error message is, because I didn't receive that error message when I did it before. There is one unclosed comment, which is somewhere within here. Actually, what I'm going to do is scroll down in the reset.css file. I'm only going to copy from where it says HTML. All right, let's see if that helps. And then scrolling down all the way. Copying. I'm going to redo, paste in everything else again. So same with the main CSS. So apologies for this small error. I'm repeating the same steps that I did before, and as you can see now it's saved. So to sort of repeat and not confuse you, I'm going to just start again if you didn't catch that. So again, open the main.css file. This is okay to just select all, copy, paste it in so that we are now at the end. So make sure you're right at the end before you're pasting the next set of code. Open the reset.css file. And it seems like one of this section here, it's not closed, as in there's comments here, but it's not closed. Therefore, we are going to copy right from where it says HTML, and you've got body. All right, so just find that on the file first, and then we can sort of highlight everything, copy, paste it in, save and publish, and no errors should appear. And now let's give this a refresh. Let's refresh it right now. There we go. So we've got somewhat, similar styling now to the original sales page. We've got like red headline, bolded headlines. We've got this dashed border, which was originally there. The only things we need to do now is to sort of clean all this up, but This is a setting, settings within the total theme. But now we've got a fully customizable sales page installed in WordPress. Let me close this. Going back to the actual page for Profit from PLR, go to Visual. We can center things. We can do, minor customizations or as major as we want. But the main point is it's right there in the system. I would make this centered. So click this once, center it. I think everything else is centered due to the fact that there's styling involved. As you can see, it's already centered there, so you don't need to center it. And so don't take this layout as the way it's going to actually look. You actually have to preview the changes or go to this URL, and then you can see how it actually looks like. So I'm not too familiar with this specific theme. I'm only using it as a demo, but what you want to do also is look into removing this section, and you can keep the links obviously and put your own logo, and let's see what else. I'm just doing this, sort of winging it in a way as well. I'm going to go template, and let's choose homepage. I'm going to see what that does, because that might change the actual layout. Let's go back here, give it a refresh, see if that made any difference at all. So it made a negative difference. All right, so let's go back to default template, and I want to stick to that. Give it a refresh, and I like the way how it was before, so I'll stick to that. Just in addition to this video, I'm recording this at a different time, but I found a way to change the actual layout of the total theme for a specific page. So let's say you want to have this centered and in a different format or layout, that is. For the total theme, you can check down the sidebar layout. This is where you can have either a sidebar or no sidebar, left sidebar, or have everything centered. I'm going to choose, let's see this one here. Click Update. Now, in the meantime, take a look at how it used to look like. It's sort of not, actually, it's not in the center of the page. You can see it's sort of centered on the left of the page. Let's go back to where we edited it, and let's give it a refresh now since we updated that template. There we go. Now we've got it right on the center of the page with no sidebars required. And obviously all this other stuff on top can be edited. And this section here, which is called breadcrumbs, can be removed as well. So there we go. That's how you change the layout in the total theme. Now back to the video. Everything else, such as adding an order button, you'll find other tutorials on that in my PLR training camp. If you need to add code, take a look at the text view. As you can see, this is all the code. You can also do it visual. I would take this order link, remove it, and then replace it with the actual, let's say, JVZoo link or PayPal order button. That can all be done right there. And so if you take a look at your access page as well, that will be customizable. We can go to the access page, go edit. Let's go into visual. This is what it looks like. Or not actually looks like, but in editing mode, that is. And let's go to the actual URL to see a live example. This is what the actual thank you and download page looks like. As you can see, please contact us at, there's a placeholder there, replace it with yours, put your own recommended resource, put in your actual download link, and that's pretty much it. Now, if you want to upload your own, the actual product, you can do it, and there's a way to do it in WordPress by going to Media, clicking on Add New. This is where you drag and drop the zip file or PDF document, anything that you want right here, and it will end up in your library. Once you're in the library, let's say, for instance, this is the actual zip file for the product. You can take the URL. Let me take that URL, and hypothetically speaking, this is the, let's say, the actual product access or product. I would go back into the access page, clicking this button once where it says download now. This brings up a way for us to then edit, and then we can display settings. We can enter a custom URL, enter that, download that product link that I just copied, and now I've pasted it in, update it, click update, and let's go view it. Now customers who land on this page will be able to download the actual product. And in my case, if I click that, this image will actually show since I only copied that link. But that's how you link up a product zip file or a PDF document, anything you want. So there we go. That's how you upload a PLR sales page to WordPress using some basic free tools and a free theme, as I showed in this demo. If you do have any specific questions regarding this training and this technique and method, do feel free to let me know. Here to help you in any way I can. So go ahead and install your sales page today.